Hey guys, this is Mrs. Outen, and I'm going to take you through just some of the technical aspects of the group project today, mostly dealing with Google Sites. So as Mr. Caraway is probably already taking you through the group contract, some of this is going to be very similar in terms of how we name things and manage all the files. So when you go to the group work page on the project website, I'm going to have you scroll down past what Mr. Caraway had talked about, and we're going to work kind of from the Workday checklist. I'm going to actually go ahead and pop this out so that it's on its own little tab so I can have it next to everything we're going to be doing. Okay, so as you can see, you've created and shared your group contract. So the first thing we have to do is the virtual museum website has been created following these group site instructions. So I'm actually going to open that link over here so we can see it as we go through. So step 1, open Google Drive. So here's my Google Drive. Step 2, click on the new button and then hover over more and select Google Site. So all I have to do, come over here, new, come down here to more and select Google Sites. So this will automatically pop me up my new site and I'm ready to go and start editing, right? No, you would be wrong, not quite right. So the next thing on the list, which let's be honest, should be number 3. I'll change those so when you guys see it, it all looks right. In the upper left where it says untitled site, name your site as follows. So we're going to come over here and we're going to change this. It says WH. What does it say next? The year. So it's WH 2018, Sem 1 for semester 1, and then your group topic. So I will say that I am Mesoamerica. And then you notice under here, we have to put what schools, and you have to make sure you have them in the right order. They all go alphabetical order. So if I'm Green, Madison, Nelson, it will end with GMN. GMN. And then I'm going to type demo just so I don't accidentally take that group's website. Okay, so we've got it titled and we're good to go. So now we can share. So to share, as it says here, share, little person with the plus button, which is right up here. I'm going to click him. And we need to add our group members and our teachers as editors. So you're just going to go through and type blah, blah, put in all my group members, and then click send, making sure that you have given them edit permissions. I'm going to delete them and just share this one with Mr. Caraway so I don't freak everybody out. And then you notice I've asked that if possible, please make me, and I put my email address here as the owner, just because it makes it easier for me to help you. One of the main things will be how to do that is when you're still in this window with everybody listed, you can now come over here and if you'll select me to be is owner, so S. Outen, that would be very helpful. Now, one of the differences between new Google Sites and old Google Sites is that new Google Sites keeps kind of an edited version of your site and then the publish one that the whole world sees. So you have to think of the publish button almost like save for the version that everybody in the world sees. Google Sites will automatically save your edits to the editing page, but as it says over here, you must click publish anytime you have made changes and want those changes to show on the live version of your website. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually publish it today, even though it's not done, so that you can submit your link for the Blue Ridge website. This is really simple, and you're just going to follow the instructions down here in number 6. So I'm going to come up and click publish. And you notice now it's going to let me choose what the end of the URL will be. So instead of having this editing one with like a ton of crazy letters and numbers, we're going to come in here and it tells us exactly how to do it, similar to your contract and when we originally named your site. So we're going to make it so WH, then the year, so 2018, SEM1, and then our topic, Mesoamerica, and then our schools. And we are GMN, and then I'm going to add demo in here at the end too, just so I don't mess you guys up. All right, and so obviously if you're not the Mesoamerican group, you're not going to put Mesoamerica. You're going to put whatever your topic is. And then we're going to go ahead and click publish. And it will take a second. You'll kind of see it spin around, and then you can either click this link down here to view it, or you can always see what the published version looks like by clicking on this little down arrow next to publish and doing view published site. And it will pop you over and show you what the published version looks like. So now you've got it published, you know how to find your published link. We view the published site, you now see that the URL ends with what we put in there for it. So let's go back to our Workday checklist and see what next we need to do with our site. So if we come over here, so website name follows directions, check. Website has been categorized according to the directions, check. Website has been shared according to instructions, yes. Published website link has been submitted to the form. Okay, this is really important. Please do this as soon as you get to this page. So if I click and open this form, I now see Virtual Museum published link. So someone in your group needs to submit this. So all you need to do is come to the published version of your site, even if there's nothing on it. And we're just going to select this whole URL up here, and we're going to copy it. And then we're going to say, my cohort is Green Madison Nelson. What is my group? Mesoamerica. And then I'm going to paste in my published link. Now make sure it's not the URL with 1,000 crazy letters and numbers, that it ends with the way you did it. And then when you click submit, you're good to go on that part. So we've submitted to the form. So now is where you're going to start getting into actually creating pages and adding them. So I'm going to focus mostly, I feel like most of you have probably worked on a site before, so you're okay with pictures and text. I'm going to show you a couple of quick tips, and then we're going to get into showing you how to put the map page and possibly embed a timeline if that's the way you're going to do it. So I'm going to come back over here to my site. Make this a little bit bigger so it's easier, you guys. Let's hop into the editing side. So this is my page. One of the new things with Google Sites is you have all these little layouts. So I can just add a text box, blah, 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 or I can add an image, and I'm just going to select one. Obviously, please don't put cute puppies on your website. And you'll notice that you can work with this a little bit. When you have a picture, you'll notice there is crop. So if I click on that, I do this little slider and it will let me crop certain sections of the video and then of the picture, and then you can move it to only show the part you want. Then there's also uncrop. So if you've made a mistake, you can go back and uncrop it and it'll show this whole image again. You can actually make an image a link, so you can make it clickable. If I do insert link, when anyone clicks on the picture, it will take them to either another page in the website or to an external link. Obviously, you can delete it, and you can come over here, and this is where it's really important with add caption. This way, it makes sure that if you have a caption under your picture, it always stays under your picture, and you're not trying to work with a text box or a little text. So if I do a caption, this is a super cute puppy, and it will stay there. And I can even make that, I can change the font and the way it looks, and I can actually make the caption a link as well. But now we have these layouts over here. So you may want to just say, well, I know that I want like 3 columns for 3 of our inventions, and then maybe you have, 3 more inventions, so you could click it again. And this gives you really nicely organized places where you can drop pictures in, you can add kind of a title under it, and then you can add some other text too. So you might want to put like your invention, the name of your invention, and then the student who's responsible for it. But there's a lot of options to do this. You see you have over here on the layout, you have a 2, you have a 4, or like I said, you can just come up here with text box and images and do this all on your own. It's really up to you. So you have themes, you can pick a theme, and you'll notice that it will change kind of the way your text appears or something like that. And then you can also do kind of a highlighting color. So when you do this, one of the things it does impact is if you click on this little color palette, it changes the emphasis. So if you want a certain section to kind of stand out from the page, it'll give you two different kind of a light and a dark color for emphasis. And you see it changes even the text color, or you can actually add an image behind that section. So I'll just come in here and we'll just pick kind of an image they already have, but you can certainly always find images that are already there and pick one of those. I'll pick this nice little ocean. And you'll notice down here, adjusting for readability. Now you don't want to pick something too busy, because one thing you'll notice is that it's trying to do the adjusting for readability and make the image so my text doesn't get messed up. But you have to be careful. Make sure that your text and images stands out more importantly than the background. And this works the same for the header. You can come up here and change the header to have it be something specific to your topic. The next thing I want to show you is managing pages. So obviously you're going to have a bunch of other pages. So on your navigation, if you come down to the plus, you see you can add a new link, which would be a link to an external website. So like Wikipedia or something, if you wanted a very specific link to something out, or if you need a new page. And you can also do it as like a collection. So I'm going to say, maybe we have a section called inventions. And we may not even really have anything on that page, but it's going to host the sub pages for all of our inventions. And I'll show you why it'll make our navigation look a little bit cleaner. Let me just wait a second for it to load. There we go. Click and add a sub page. And then I'm going to add another subject page. Sorry guys, I think the weather is messing up my internet a little bit. Oh, maybe it didn't grab my second one. Sorry, I'm typing fast, so I did misspell invention. But now you notice that in your navigation, inventions has a drop down. You can also change, if you don't want your navigation going across the top, you can come over here and make it on the side. And this way your navigation becomes a drop down. And as you click, you can see the invention pages coming over there. The last thing I want to show you is how to use embed codes. So for a lot of you, for your timeline, you might end up using like Timeline, the Timeline web, there's a website that lets you create a timeline online, Prezi, Google Slides, something, you want to embed to make your timeline interactive. So if you come over to insert, you always see this little embed. What this will do is so if I wanted to embed something on this page, when I click on it, it'll give me two options. So by the URL or by the embed code. So if what you're working on gives you like a public link, like a shareable link, like a Prezi, all you have to do is paste the link in right here and click insert, and it'll put it right on your page. If you're working with something a little more complicated, it might have a link for embed and give you an embed code. All you have to do, you don't have to understand the HTML, just copy the whole thing, paste it in here, and then click next, and it'll insert it as well too. But if you're having a question about that, please always contact me. I'll be in a meeting today, but I'm going to be available to pop out any moment if you guys have a question. And so I'm putting my email address up here. You can also send me a chat. This is also on the website directions page. So if you need to find me, S. Outen, so think of it as out and 10, two separate words, S. Outen at brvgs.k12.va.us. And like I said, don't hesitate to shoot me an email or a chat if you're having trouble getting all of this to work. The other thing I did want to show you is a map. So just like how we started our Google site from in my drive, in your Google Drive, you're also going to start your map here. So click on New, go down to More, and you see Google My Maps. So this is where it's going to let you create the editable map that your whole group can contribute to, and then I'll quickly show you how to drop it into your project site. Map has loaded. So one of the first things I want to do, not as concerned about the layer, is name my map. And then I can start adding markers. So I'm going to click on a marker, click on a spot, and I can say this is important place 1. And most of you have probably worked with Google Maps before, so that you know in here you can add text and add pictures or videos. I highly, highly recommend it in terms so that you can get those quality points, to add videos and images and make your map place marks interesting. Don't just have it be text and, a simple sentence. Really try to make this interesting for everybody that is watching. So we'll do save. I just need one place. And then what we're going to do is hop back over to the editing version. And if I need to add a map, now on the insert page, I'm going to scroll down here to where it says map. And you don't want to just click the first thing, because that will just give you a very generic map, where it says select a map. You want to come over here and click where it says my maps. It's loaded. I'm going to pick the one I just created. And now it's going to drop my map right in here. And you can make it as big as you want. And if so then when we publish, now when people go to our publish page, they'll be able to see our map and our timeline and anything we've embedded in there. So like I said, once again, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me today. I'm here to help you.